this class, I had a pizza business owner in there, so I was very happy about that statistic. 12.6% are more engaged when at least one hashtag is used, and 25 million businesses are on Instagram. And I think this is from the end of 2017, so I'm sure more on there now. 59% of internet users, that's internet users, between the ages of 18 and 29 use Instagram. So, yes, sir.
Is this going to be available to us, the slides?
Yeah, I'll send it to, I sent it to Suzanne, so I'll make sure she gets it to everybody. Yeah, you're welcome. But this is just an idea to give you a visual of who is using Instagram, and just to give you a sense of what you may possibly be missing out on. If anyone can give me an idea, what's your, it's probably all over the place, but what's the median age of your home buyer? Anybody know?
I would say it's like 27-ish.
27? Okay.
As far as the start point. Because when you take a look at ages, that's the key piece as well. What's the statistic for buyers and sellers?
Yeah.
Because that's for this group here, that's what that, to say whether or not it makes sense for you to be hitting Instagram like that.
Right, exactly, okay.
Yeah, so for me, if just I'm talking Facebook, if I'm trying to do a marketing campaign on Facebook, I'm not even going down to 21 years old.
No.
I'm bumping it up to about 26, 27, because that's probably about the point where you're thinking some of those millennials are starting to look.
Yeah, well, and that's a good point. I'm 28, I just bought my first house, so that is a great point, and I think that's I think this is the perfect time or the perfect place to start reaching those individuals. Let me see here. Okay, so I know this is hard to see, but can anyone tell me the difference between, is my laser gonna work? Maybe not. Oh, it doesn't show up on the screen. Between the one on the left and the one on the right. Obviously the one on the right is mine, and the one on the left is the Chambers. Can anyone point out any differences between them?
The one's personal and one is business.
Great, good question. Yes, that's it, she got it. So let me just point out some of the things that go with a business versus a personal page for those of you who either don't have a business page or are not yet on Instagram. So you can see that my personal one, obviously it just has like pictures of me and my friends and things like that. It might have one link up there, whereas the business one, and I'll just do it for people who are far away, it's got a call option, it's got an email option, it's got a directions option, it's got my address, even though I have it right here, it's got my full address right here, and it's got a link to our website, whichever link I want it to go to. I think right now I've got it going to our community events calendar, which makes sense at least for what we're trying to do on Instagram. And then I'll just tell you what the difference is. The major difference and what I like about business profiles is the insights portion. So the insights portion is kind of what he was speaking about. It gives you an idea of how your content is doing. So like the pictures and videos you post, how many people are viewing them, how they find you. So are they finding you directly from your home page because they're following you? Or did they find you from hashtags, or did they find you from the discovery page, which is where Instagram basically puts together a lot of stuff that you like and then allows you to see all that, or maybe what's trending. And then it gives you an idea of your audience, and I will go into that a little bit, but it lets you see just exactly who is looking at your page, what time they're looking at your page, and all of that. And then of course the activity, so how many people are looking at your page on a daily basis. It's got action buttons, so maybe not necessarily for realtors, but the action buttons are those phone, email directions. And then let's say if you're having an event, if maybe like United Real Estate has some type of event, you can actually add an action button for people to like get tickets or book an appointment or whatever it is. You can select a category, so realtor, real estate agent, real estate agency, and then shop tags aren't as important, but for those of you who use Instagram, whenever you see a physical good being sold by, like, let's say Pottery Barn, they've got a picture of a bed and it's got those little tiny like white circles, and you click on the post, it will let you know how much that duvet cover costs, how much that pillow costs, and then it will give you links to those individual places so that you can go and buy them. So that's how Instagram is helping business right now. All right, and for those of you who have a personal one and aren't yet on the business side, you need to make your profile public. That's the first option. And then second is go to your settings and sign up for a business profile, and then convert your existing business account. And again, I know that this is kind of a lot, so I do have the picture up there, but I'm gonna send this to Suzanne so you can all have this for you to enjoy later.
So Connor, I'm
yes,
sorry,
ma'am.
this is like Facebook, where you can't have a business page on Facebook until you have a personal page.
Well, yeah, so with Facebook, you have to have a personal page before you can manage any type of business page. So for me, I have my personal page, and that's how I get access to manage things like the Chamber's Facebook page. I have another side client right now, the South Carolina Oyster Festival, whose page I manage too. So I log into my personal page, and that gives me access to manage all those business accounts. Yes, that's correct.
So it is the same way with Instagram, you have to have that.
No, it's
Oh.
not the same with Instagram. So this is just in case, let's say there's one of the realtors in this room, they set up their Instagram account, but they really set it up as a personal account and they need to change it to a business. So, and that's why I was pointing out those differences, is because when you make it a personal account, when you have your realtor page as a personal account, you won't get those call to action items where people can call you, visit your website or visit your current listings, or be able to email you directly from your page. And you also won't be able to see who's viewing your page at what time, any of those good insights. So that's why if you do have a account right now and you don't see those things on there, you don't have it set up as a business account yet.
But you can just start a business account.
Yes, you can just start a business account. So if you don't have an Instagram profile yet, you can like when you download the app, it will ask you a question like, are you doing this for personal, or are you trying to do this for a business? And then you can set it up from there.
So the question I would ask,
Yeah.
and because I see this in some cases where on the Facebook side, from a realtor perspective, there are some folks that don't even have a business account, a Facebook business page. They do all their stuff personal and business on one page.
Yeah.
What would be the recommendation when it comes to Instagram? Do you see the need to do all of that, or could you just do it on just one page, your personal page?
Yeah, so I mean, like, I guess the difference with Facebook is obviously, you know, if I was to friend any one of you from my personal account, I would search your name and then it would say add as a friend. So, you know, with that in mind, I feel like, especially as a consumer, like that's your first like roadblock almost. It's like, wow, I've got to friend you before I see, you know, what kind of houses you're selling, you know, what the prices are like, or to even just get in touch with you in general. And I'm sure people are very responsive, and now you get notifications to make it really quick. But you know, that can seem a little too personal for some people. Like with a business page, you can look on it immediately. You can choose to follow it if you want to, but you know, friending someone in that aspect is just I don't know. It's a different social, you know, relationship as opposed to just having a business relationship. So with Instagram, you know, there are people like a lot of entrepreneurs. They have their business account can look very personal. So they're posting pictures of themselves, you know, but they're also talking about what they're doing, and the content of their post is more business related. But I would say that I think that you probably need to just have a business account in general, because then you would be able to see how your content is doing. And then let's say if you're doing a couple posts, like you have a marketing campaign, you won't be able to know how it's doing because you won't have those insights available.
Do you run Facebook ads?
I do.
So, do you use Instagram at all?
Sometimes you'll have it where they say you can leverage the actual Instagram and that the clicks and all that kind of stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when you're being versed with Facebook, Instagram is, when he says business account, you're gonna get those same perks you do running, seeing the statistics you get.
Yeah.
Right.
through Facebook ads.
Right.
So that's kinda how we know on Facebook
Mhm.
who to go after and how to
Yeah.
maneuver it, what words work.
Yeah.
So Instagram lets you see that same data and go, okay, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct. That's exactly right. I think I have, Yeah, okay, so let me, and I'm gonna get into those and I'll show you what that looks like on there so you can actually see. So, let's say you just started an Instagram account and you're like, well, I don't know what to post. Usually with the realtors, it's pretty easy. You just post nice pictures of your houses, right? But, this is really just how you get people to care. So you decide your focus. Obviously you are a realtor, so you're going to post things that are home related, and maybe that's not just pictures of the home itself. So I've got a rule, it's the 4-3-2 rule. So 4 posts that you do, let's say this is on a weekly basis or maybe even on a monthly basis, to not overwhelm anybody. 4 posts you do should add value or help your ideal client. So that is not, here's a picture of this house, take a look at it, buy it if you want to or don't. That's more related to what time is the right time to buy, what time is the right time to sell. So you're basically giving away your expertise in the hope that someone will view you as a trusted resource for real estate. So that's the first way to make a connection, is that you are providing your expert opinion and advice to someone who could potentially be your client. So that's what you call add value post, something that you just give away for free in the hopes that you can get leads from that. 3 posts you do should create connections with your ideal client. So that one, I might say something like, let's say you post 2 pictures from a backyard or a back porch of 2 of the homes that you're selling, and you could say, which one is your dream backyard, and then people can vote. That's a good way to create connections with people, because then you can see, okay, a lot of people like 1 versus 2, or maybe even you can reach out to someone who liked 1 and see if they're in the market or anything like that to purchase a home. But that gives people a way to see not only what houses you're selling, but it also makes it fun for people, because obviously you just want to make Instagram or social media just fun and not so businessy. And it allows people to engage with your posts. So a lot of people talk about followers, and obviously everyone likes, well, I've got 500 followers, that's great, but how many people are engaging with your posts? How many people are commenting? How many people are liking? And even how many people maybe from a particular post are viewing your profile? So that's the type of stuff we like to focus on, not so much the followers, but more so the engagement. So engagement is commenting, liking, and maybe even direct messaging out.
And the time frame, is this within a week, or is that?
That's normally that could be within a week, but I would say, for you guys, maybe like 2 weeks. I think that would be a good span, or maybe even a month. I just have this is just a ratio rule set up just so nobody continues to constantly use their profile just to sell, and that's it. So it's just a good rule of thumb in case you are having issues getting people to like or comment or engage with your page. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then post consistently. So let's say you say that this could be too much for you. I think honestly anything from 5 posts a week, I think that'll be good. 3 to 5 posts per week, and that's I use that rule just because that's one of the things that I have a proposal from a client I'm doing now, and they just want me to post 3 to 5 times per week. And we'll get into how you can choose when to post, because those insights, just like Facebook, when you have a Facebook page, you have that insights tab on your Facebook page. I don't know if anybody's explored that, but that can tell you the right time to post. So, you don't have to post every single day if you don't want to. If you know that Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday are your days to post on those days and post at the time when the most people are online. Anybody got any questions so far? I know I've kind of gone through a lot, and I'll continue to go through a little bit more, but this is an easy, kind of foolproof way to having a good quality photo on Instagram. So it's something that might make people stop in their tracks when they're scrolling. So great lighting. If you're ever having to either take a picture of a house or maybe even take a picture of a flyer, let's say, I'll tell you, the lighting in front of an open door is the best. Is the best. Or even like if you have to show something off, buy 2 white foam boards from Office Depot or Walmart and use it as a background for this, let's say. It's a safe and easy way and cheap to get a quality photo and clear, crisp subject. So I'm using Southern Way Catering as an example. How many people have a iPhone 8 Plus, or how many people have a Samsung phone? Okay, great. Either way, both the cameras, Samsung is a little bit better than iPhone, but iPhone has, and I have an iPhone. Well, Samsung, look, the megapixels on the Samsung camera is, I think it's like almost double the iPhone, but the iPhone does have portrait mode, which is how they kind of used it here. So portrait mode is a safe and easy way to give your subject the full attention and make everything else blurred in the background. So, and I know a lot of realtors, I know y'all have, do you guys have photographers that come and take pictures of the houses? Okay. So I would just look at those and even maybe give your photographer some guidance, but look at those and pick maybe 3 of them that are the best and use those that have the best lighting. And then topic relevant to your brand. So obviously the houses are number 1. Another option could be like different portions of the house. So let's say you're just posting certain portions of the house. Like I think I looked at realtors last night. One realtor just posts like staircases pretty much, but he gets a ton of likes and comments and things like that. It's crazy. So a lot of times it's not necessarily about what you think is going to work. Like let the people who follow you tell you what they like, and then if you see that they keep liking those type of pictures, post those. You know, so don't overthink it too much. Kind of let the people decide. Election day, let the people decide. And then cohesiveness. So once you find that one thing, whether it's a filter, whether it's a portion of the house that a lot of people like to see often, or maybe it's a particular piece of advice, keep posting things like that, because if they like it and they're coming back to your profile to see that, give it to them. And then picture orientation. So you can take pictures in different ways, and now Instagram obviously allows you to zoom in and out. So if I took a picture horizontally, let's say, it won't fill up the whole square in Instagram, at least when you click on it. So it will allow you to have different orientations. So if you choose to do this most of the time, stick with this, or if you think that this looks better, stick with that, or even a square version. So basically, once you see what people like, stick with that consistently. And then the cropping, so how you crop it, whether in a square, landscape, or portrait. Anybody got any questions? Okay, so she talked about hashtags earlier. How many people know what a hashtag is? Okay, great. So for those of you who don't, the safe and easy way to describe a hashtag is it groups different pieces of content or pictures together for everyone to look at what they like best. So a hashtag example could be foodie or food lovers. So if you click on that hashtag, or if you follow that hashtag, all you're gonna see is pictures of food. So the same thing with real estate. Let's say I just wanted to look up hashtag homes for sale. That's kind of a generic one. Or if I wanted to look up SC homes for sale, you could see all the homes in South Carolina that are for sale that a realtor is using for that hashtag. So hashtags, so hashtags are a great way to group pieces of content together. Or basically it's just a grouped conversation. So if you like go on a website, you know, they have different categories. So like news websites, they have local news, national news, politics. Hashtags are exactly like that. It's basically like the tab on a website. So you click on one tab, you only get certain pieces of articles that you want to see. Hashtags are the same way. So for those, don't go general because your customer is not general. So the example I just used, homes for sale, that could have millions of posts, and might get you some eyes on your content, but like those eyes aren't, no one's gonna buy a home from you that lives in California unless they're planning on moving to South Carolina. But even if that was the case, they'd probably be looking at SC Homes for Sale or South Carolina Real Estate or SC Real Estate or Homes to Buy, anything like that. So make sure that whenever you use a hashtag, make it more specific, because that way you're gonna reach the people who are specifically looking for you. And then great tools to use. So let's say you're on Instagram and you're like, I don't know what hashtags to use. There's a tool called Later, and it's called Latergram, I believe is what it's called. Latergram is like a scheduling tool, so that way you can take all your pictures that you want and have them on your phone, and then you can upload them to this app, and you can choose what time to post them, and it will post them for you. So that way you don't have to stay on Instagram trying to post, and I'm gonna go over some other tools at the end that you can use for that too. But the reason why I'm talking about this one is because Latergram has a hashtag suggestion tool. So if you use it, I think if you use it and you post maybe like 1 or 2 times and you start typing in a hashtag, it will give you suggestions related to your particular topic. So that way you're not choosing a hashtag based on like hoping that someone's going to see something or hoping that it's the right group for your post to be in. Latergram will give you a suggestion, and that way you can choose all those, and it takes the search time out of you having to use that, and less time of you using Instagram and more time of you using it for a purpose and getting back to doing what you need to do.
Okay, so this might be a blind flash, the obvious question, but, I know it suggests, but I'm just looking at this and it says like 74%, 63%.
Right.
And that's checked, but it doesn't check the 99%.
Yeah,
So-
I'm sorry. This is a screenshot. So like when someone checked this is a screenshot of someone checking like, yes, I want to use that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So
I didn't, when you said it suggested it, I was wondering if it.
yeah, so it suggests them down here, and then you can see these checkboxes are just like this particular person who's using it
Okay.
just said I want to use this one. So all those he wants to use. So obviously he doesn't want to use the hashtag dog because you can't see it from back there, but the hashtag dog has 176,186,138 posts. So not the best place for your post to be if you're really trying to get somebody's attention. So yeah, that just means that someone's selecting it for it to be used.
Okay, and you know, when you said suggested, I didn't know if the app was suggesting it or if that was a choice. Okay.
Yeah. So they're typing in Westy right now. As you're typing it in, it'll give you a suggestion. So especially if you have your profile filled out, like if you have your address in there, maybe like your business address or where you live, then it will give you hashtags more based on your location and the different things that you filled out, not just something random. Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
a way.
So
Yeah,
if everyone
it is.
in here, say put in a hashtag,
Mhm.
sold in Columbia, South Carolina, whatever.
Yep.
So as people come in, they're just gonna choose which one to go to, how does that work?
So
Are you understand what I'm saying?
kind of, and I'll explain, and then you let me know if I answered your question. So on Instagram, they can give you the feature where you can follow hashtags. So I can follow one hashtag for Columbia if anybody needs to know, like the Visitors Bureau does. Real Columbia SC. That's the hashtag that the Columbia Visitor Center has. So everything Columbia related is in that hashtag. So people can follow those hashtags now. So anytime someone posts something, you can see a picture of it up there. You can, when you click follow or you click like, I want to view this hashtag, what will happen is it'll say Real Columbia SC up at the top, and then on the bottom, it will show you pictures that you can click on, and then it will give you the post, the entire post. I don't know if that's what you're trying to ask.
Well, similar, I was just
Okay.
saying like, if somebody's looking for, all
Yeah.
of us have pretty much the same hashtag, whatever.
Yeah.
And they just click on it, sort of like a Google to determine which one they wanna buy.
Well, if you don't post a lot, sorry, if
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
post a lot, you're not gonna show up in that one. So the more you post, the more, the higher you show up.
Yeah.
But if you don't post a lot, you're gonna be
Yeah.
further down.
I wish I had a screenshot of there, or I would.
On your.
And will you post a lot with that
Right.
hashtag,
Yeah.
or with just,
posting period, but yeah, with that hashtag, you're gonna show up.
so does the
more because you're more active.
hashtag, does it have its own algorithm that's going to, like, let's say I don't do a lot of personal stuff, but I just
You have your own.
post.
You
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
that's what feeds
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
how many
Yeah.
times you come up.
Right.
Okay, so he just used the word algorithm, and basically what that means is pattern or behavior of a person online. So a lot of things play into that, and a lot of times that's how many people get on the discovery tab or on the hashtags when you're following hashtags. They separate it into top and most recent. So top meaning like this post has gotten the most likes, a lot of comments, a lot of engagement, and recent meaning like, you know, Tammy posted this 2 hours ago, so it's the first post in that list. So algorithm, that means that a person is posting consistently, they're getting consistent comments on their post, and they're getting consistent likes and shares and visits to their profile because of that. So the more often you have things like that, the more often you will show up higher in different discovery pages. So that's what algorithm means. Yes, sir.
When I create a hashtag, it means I own that hashtag to mine, or everybody can use that hashtag.
Yeah, anyone can use a hashtag, and basically they want to use hashtags for their buyers or for their customers or for the audience member that they want to reach. So anybody can use a hashtag to make their post more discoverable.